New at 5, 2 weeks of state high school basketball championships at Missouri State come to an end this weekend. It will also mark the end of the event taking place in Springfield. Columbia has regained its role as host, a role it lost in 2017. Joe Hickman has a look at what happened and the impact on this area's economy.
It was considered a major coup in 2017 when the Missouri State High School Basketball Championships moved to Springfield from Columbia, which was the headquarters of the organization that runs high school activities and the home of Mizzou, who took pride in hosting the event at the state's flagship university. As the very first host of the state event in 1933, Columbia had been the home of the tournament most years since then, with Springfield taking brief turns in the late 1980s and early 90s, and for the last 5 years. But even though Springfield increased its bid from $80,000 in 2016 to $100,000 for the next 5 years, Columbia won the rights.
In sum, Columbia's bid was probably about $30,000 more than what we bid.
And as to why Columbia won? Well, it turns out that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
5 years ago, the Springfield community really helped out with some of the sponsorship that helped pay those bills. This time, Columbia learned that lesson and did the same thing that Springfield did to them.
I was aware that they created a sports commission shortly after they lost the bid last time, and I understand they've worked pretty hard on getting it back.
Bill Hobbs is the operations manager for Elliott Lodging and a former member of the Springfield Sports Commission. His reaction to losing the bid?
Sad.
It's not just based on community pride, but also on the economic impact of teams and fans staying at his company's hotels.
It's been a blessing for us to have it. We have 14 hotels in town, and anytime you can improve what we'd call a slower month through the winter, like March, it's always an economic boom to us.
We run some numbers and we conservatively estimate $3.1 million in economic spending.
Springfield will be bidding for the rights again in 2028.
I'll just tell them to be prepared 5 years from now.
And Misha's advice for Springfield?
Maintaining that community involvement and not getting complacent with, oh, well, they'll never leave. And Columbia certainly learned that lesson 5 years ago and has taken that to heart, and I think that Springfield could certainly do that again.
Reporting for KY3, I'm Joe Hickman.